I'm letting it be known right now, I'm choosing violence today. Okay? Before we even get the video started, I'm choosing violence. And funny enough, it's against people my own age or older. See, I guess I'm gonna step in as the aunt that I am, okay, to this younger generation, to Gen Z and maybe even younger, okay? Auntie TJ is here. Because the old folks are not being fair to you in any way. And let me be clear, I don't always support, okay, what Gen Z does. I don't. I make jokes numerous times, okay, on social media, especially on my own platforms, that these can't be the same children that Whitney Houston sang about, okay, that they were our future. Now, to be fair, based on Bush's crimes against humanity of letting people move forward that we definitely should have held back, okay, like that could play a part. Like maybe it's all coming back around. But Gen Z being attacked the way that they are for their justified, subjective choices in sneakers and what they care and they don't care about, it's insane to me right now. And it's coming from people that are 35 and older. So if you are closer to getting a colonoscopy than you are being able to just have your first legal drink, and this hits a little too close to home and you don't like it, guess what? Step. You don't have to be here. This is not training day. I am not Denzel. You are not Ethan Hawke. You don't have to sit here and watch this. But maybe you feel the same way that I feel. Okay? When it comes to how in sneakers, everything is so hypocritical. To a massive degree. Massive degree, especially in 2025. So I put on my channel, I had a poll for you guys, right? Because I was curious. I said, do you think it's logical for 35 to 60-year-olds to be in their feelings that 13 to 22-year-olds don't care about the sneakers they care about and don't want to wear the things older generations may want to wear? Now, this was 24 hours ago from when I'm filming this video. 203 of you chose to vote. 93% of you said no, it's not logical at all. And 7% of you said yes because young people should obsess over 80s and 90s Jordans. I'm really hoping you were trolling and that you don't really think that. Because if you did, then I know you're going to be one of the ones that doesn't care for this video and possibly write me a whole dissertation in the comment section. Oh well, if you choose to. Now we're going to do a little assessment. Because if you answer yes to any one of these questions and you are 35 and older, I am concerned. Now you may say, why do you keep referencing 35? Okay, well, guess what? That is my current age. And I can't fathom going to any of my nieces and nephews, okay? I mean, they're younger. They're college age, okay? Just starting, on their way out almost, and somewhere in between, right? I can't fathom giving one shoe two shits about my style in every way for footwear being aligned with them. Like, do you, in what logical world do you, as a grown adult, some of you are head of households with families, should have 401ks, okay? And you are in your feelings because someone that may even legally not be able to drink, their brains are not even fully formed because, heaven forbid, they don't worship and kiss the ground that some of these shoes, like, are. They don't do that. They don't kiss the ground that Michael Jordan walked on, so it's a problem for you. He doesn't know you. You know that, right? He doesn't know you. Sure, you help his bottom line when you buy retro after retro after retro after retro, but he doesn't know you. So you're like grandstanding for a man who doesn't know you exist. Because kids don't care about these shoes. And you know what sparked this? The recent drop, okay, with the release, the conversations, the narratives around the Aqua 8. But I could pick any number of retros that kids just don't care about, and that's well within their right to not care about them. There's no connection to him for them. For none of these moments. And I am like curious sometimes, like, do you all have other connections? Because these seem to be the ones that are just strongest for you. Okay, the ties that cannot be broken. But let's get to the assessment real quick, and then we'll also get to some comments, because some of you were spot on. You really were. So again, if you answered yes to any of these questions in the assessment, maybe take a step back. Maybe go sit on the lady's couch. I don't know. But I am concerned for some of you. All right, so let's start. Question 1. Because I'm curious, are y'all okay? Like the title said, are y'all okay? If you're mad about any of these, maybe look in the mirror. Because what is going on with you? Okay, let's start. Number 1. Y'all are mad. People don't want to buy every shoe you want to buy. And this has a different layer to it as well if you're a content creator. Because a normal consumer logically should not want, possess, desire, or have reason to buy every single shoe you do. It's a job for you. It's not for them. It's a tax write-off for you. It's not for them. Do we forget that part? We probably do, don't we? Or maybe just like consumers and viewers, maybe you're not aware, but like that's a tax write-off for that creator. It's not for you. So like, would you all, like, if some random person, right, you don't actually know, this is where parasocial relationships get super weird. You don't really know these people, right? But if they were to walk into like your home, just take a look around, start telling you all the things that you need to change, how would you feel? Because something tells me you would tell them to step, right? But no, like you get mad because someone doesn't want to buy every single shoe you want to buy. Do you see how stupid that sounds? All right, let's move along. Number 2, you're mad that younger people don't care about these older retros like you do. At some point, also, when do they stop being the top priority for you? And I said in a recent video, I love that sneakers can be an escape. We need things to escape the reality of everything that may be going on. And it can be like in a bigger picture or just personal. But like, at what point do you heal the younger child? Because so many of you are also still holding on to, my mom could never get me this and that. Mom was taking care of shit that needed to be taken care of. As you, as an adult, I hope you're doing now and you understand. Like, well, my mom, okay, we've all had the same story. We've all had the same story. We have. And at some point, you need to grab little you's hand, okay, walk right along into a healing phase. Is that still the only reason that you buy everything? Okay, newsflash, hopefully you're not broke anymore. So like thinking that every single thing is never going to be available to you, that's not your reality anymore. All right, so again, are you really mad that people don't care about retros the way you do? Because y'all are in y'all feelings about these Aqua 8s. Let me help you out here. Also, I'm 35. I don't give 2 shits about that shoe. I don't care about 8s. There are so many models I just don't care about. And there are models I care about that have nothing to do with the Jordan brand that you surely wouldn't care about, and you would clown, and you would have something to say. Maybe one day I'll actually go ahead, maybe coming up and do a video when it comes to like what we think makes somebody a real sneakerhead, because that's just terrible as well. It's a joke. It is. All right, but let's move along. We'll move on to question 3 of my little assessment, okay? Some of you are mad that people have better things to do than spend $200 on sneakers every week. Like, that's a real thing some of you feel. And I know you may think, like, there's no way. No, there is. Like, I'll put a comment up here, okay? I'll put a comment up here. Because I've already done a video on how we've normalized that, oh, like, spending $500, that shouldn't seem that crazy to you on a shoe. Come again? Really? I wish y'all were this way when it came to, like, saving and investing. Right? But it's not. You look at people and you clown them and you say, well, if you can't pay $200 a week on these things, on shoes, things that don't matter, then you shouldn't even be in this in the first place. So you're saying with a straight face, we just need to normalize spending $10,400 a year on sneakers. Now, it's all relative to your income, right? But based on the average household income in this country, yeah, that's like close to a 6th or a 7th. The math is not mathing there. Because as we've made it through the first half of this year, I know undoubtedly some of you have spent more on sneakers than you have invested or saved. You have. And if this doesn't apply to you, then let it fly. But why on earth is that what we're trying to normalize? Like, newsflash, you're not part of a referral program for Jordan brand if you, like, get a young adult to sign up to buy shoes. You're not. Unless you are. Maybe there's like a secret program that I don't know about. All right, final question. I want you to really ask yourself, are you mad that, again, a 13 to 22-year-old, even 25, doesn't want the things that you want? They don't want the shoes you want, and you are 35 to 60. Because this is another thing where the math is not mathing. Didn't you complain about things being too like widely available, or you want to feel special, right? You want to feel like you're in the know. Kids are giving you that ability because they're like, you're in the know, right? Kids aren't wanting these shoes. Kids aren't you want something to feel exclusive to you, right? You do. So the kids are giving you they don't want that. They have their own things. They're interested in their own things, as they should be. But now you want to snatch away their autonomy to make decisions for themselves about the shoes that they want. Do you hear yourself? Because it sounds stupid. It does. Like, I'm sorry. I'm going to share some things in common in terms of style with a variety of generations, right? I can like cargo pants, and a 19-year-old can like cargo pants. I can like cargo pants at my age. A 19-year-old can like cargo pants. I can like fitted hats. A 19-year-old could like fitted hats as well, right? I meant what I said in terms of like your style being your style past age 30. No one should dictate that. So a lot of you agreed there. Another oxymoron. You agreed. A lot of you agreed in my video where I talked about the childish things when it came to sneakers past age 30. I take it back though. This here is childish. This here is very childish. I still stand where I stand with those three things, but there is something pretty childish after age 30. And it's you trying to take away the autonomy of a younger adult to make the decisions they want to make for their style. Why do you need to get the validation from a young adult? Why? You don't find that weird? All right, so before we get out of here, right, I just want to highlight some of you because you were spot on. Like some of you were spot on with it, okay? This is the longer one I'm going to highlight before we get out of here. As someone who went to high school in the early 2010s in NYC, a lot of us really couldn't even afford it. And that's fact. Didn't matter who you were. Fact. Aside from the scammers and kids in public housing, most of us had to be way more budget friendly and ended up looking for alternatives. A lot of us gravitated towards Vans, Converses, and Toms, meaning we were already predisposed to look at alternative brands. Jordan had also already retired, so we didn't have that emotional attachment aspect. That seems to be something you guys are missing. All right, but let's go along. Let's continue. By the mid-2010s, Kanye and Adidas had partnered up, and they even used that momentum to popularize a bunch of their alternative lifestyle models like the NMDs and the tubulars, and I absolutely remember that because I had tubulars. And New Balance also successfully drew new generation's attention with the refined Future pack just in time for the Adidas Yeezy breakup. You see, they used the right name. They didn't say protection pack. They said refined Future. Listen, this young adult is going places, okay? Not to mention for any of us who worked in food service, right? It was the non-slip Crocs. It was the ease of wear. So they started doing collabs and releasing other lines that actually had stylish designs. They were there for it. I think that generational shift made it so that the younger half of Gen Z didn't have to hear or worry about the idea of being judged based on what brands they wore because Nike had just become one of many by then. This is the part where, yeah, the youth got it right. They did. They also do care about comfort a lot more than what we did. We want it to look good. It didn't matter how terrible it was for our feet. Do you know how much I regret that now? So much. Like, regret, like no notes. I have no notes. Like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I have no notes, okay? Ask a 13-year-old if they care about Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, and Tupac. It's all relative. They don't. They have their current artists that are it for them. I grew up on the Eminem and Jay-Z and those other artists, right? They matter to me. I don't expect them to matter to my younger niece and nephew. When you grow up in an era, it doesn't mean the younger generation needs to care about your hype, especially with sneakers. I need older people. I need creators. I need all of y'all to just take that line in, okay? Because it's getting so tired. It's getting so tired and irrational. I wouldn't be called dead in a pair of Aces or New Balance. And here's the thing, I respect that because that may not be for you. That's something that is for me, even at my age. Growing up in the 90s, that's still something that is for me. But I respect it not being for other people. But that was my era. The kids love them. And guess what? I buy them for my nieces and nephews. Old folks need to shut the F up about a lot. And they do. They do. And here's the thing. You'd be mad if a young adult ran this down to you bar for bar, word for word. You'd say they're being disrespectful. No, they're not. They're just standing up for themselves. And maybe they don't want to do that and want to deal with you, but I don't mind doing it. I don't. Let's just continue on before we get out of here. I don't think us older generation sneakerheads should care what anyone else, care about what anyone else cares to wear or thinks what's cool to them at all. This saying is getting played out at this point, but wear what you like and want to wear. It feels played out because people are lying when they say it. It's one of the biggest lies in footwear and sneakers and fashion in general. It's one of the biggest lies. We say, buy what you like. I say, buy what you'll wear. But these kids are doing that. So who are you to tell them that they're wrong? Because what? Like, when did you become judge, jury, and executioner for what should be on someone's foot? And I'm not talking about kids that are your kids, but these aren't your kids. So what bills are you paying for them? Why do they need to value your opinion? I love the fact that they don't care and they are self-confident enough to embrace and explore their own styles. I am, because if we strip some of you of sneakers, and I don't care whether it's the presence online or in real life, what would you have? Like for some of you, and we'll get to looking at how you're doing at the first part of this year. We'll get to that in a video. But before we walk away, some of you, again, you care more about sneakers than you do things that are really important. And it's not even a red flag to you. Like when people want to talk about the state of sneakers, this is what's really unfortunate and disappointing in it. It is. So this is a super long rant. Super long. Didn't intend for it to be this long. But you know what? It is what it is. If you stayed through this, I really appreciate you. As always, act your age, please, not your shoe size. Peace.